Greetings everybody, this is Nanda Kishore from Raga Foundation. Today I'm going to talk about a few aspects of bird keeping, and one of the most important aspect of bird keeping is providing sunlight to your birds. You can see this pair of blue and golds here. There, you can see the feather condition, it's so nice. And another thing is the diet. Uh, a lot of people just provide a big bowl of seed and they tend to eat all the sunflower seed and get no real entertainment in life, some joy of kind of working on the food. So in this park we spend a lot of time trying to give a lot of enrichment to our birds. So these are Indian almonds, or badam as we call them. You can see this pair. So we give them one Indian almond each, and you can see how nicely they work on it. So they work and then they kind of break open the outer shell, the fleshy enclosure. Then they have this hard nut inside. They got to break that to reach the almond inside the hard shell. There's Mr. Gala Cockatoo, and he's just chilling out with me. Now he's as jobless as I am. So you can see how nicely they work around, breaking the whole thing. Imagine I could just give it a little walnut, and there would be no joy in eating it, or it's just a taste, but there's no joy in breaking it and working towards getting what they want. But here you'll see the amount of time that they spend to get that little nut out. Great bird. Here we have Mr. Grey. He was a wild caught, but over a period of time he's become friendly. There's no fear between me and him. There's another another girl in my staff who's really attached to the bird, and the bird is attached to her. You can see he's asking me to scratch him. Wild bird doing this. There you can see it work. It's reached the hard part. Now you can see how it will start reaching to the nut inside. The funny thing is, this is actually a lesbian pair. They're both females and they're in love, but and this one is especially very grumpy, but this girl is okay. So I guess there's the butch in the relationship. Oh, this absolute joy to have. Oh. So she's not biting me now despite touching her girlfriend. It's only because she's busy tearing up the walnut. This thing just wants cuddles. A lot of cuddles. Lot of cuddles. Lot of cuddles. These birds get to fly a lot, and it's an absolute joy to watch them fly. I've never thought I'd see macaws fly despite providing a 20 feet, 30 feet enclosure. And I was supposed to go on a trip to South America to see them fly in the wild, but I guess I don't have to do that anymore. I have my birds which fly and come to me. Is it not? Is it not? Is it not, baby? Now you can see it has reached the nut, and The other girl is getting greedy, so I'll give her one more walnut. हाँ तोड़ रहा है now you can show this. किस तरफ से आ गई किस तरफ से आ गई you can see it उस नज़दीक लेके जाइए. You can see it working on the nut. You can see how long it's taken for them to kind of work on the almond, and they still didn't reach the core. So I just removed the shell outside, the leathery shell. Now you can see it is working on the hard shell inside. And the grey is just standing there and staring at it, doesn't understand what's happening. He just wants sunflower seed, greedy little fellow. This is a real awkward silence. I don't know when it will actually crack open the nut, the almond, but I guess it makes an interesting video on how long you can entertain the bird. It's almost 10 minutes into the video. Here's another South American brother of his. See the green one? You can see the shine on the feathers here. You can see how nicely it shines. No? The feather quality is so good. It's a joy to watch birds with this kind of a feather quality. It's all thanks to the Indian sun. We have more than enough of it. At times inconveniently more. Oi. You can see the scavengers at the bottom. They're taking away all the broken leathery shell of the almond. And now I hope it did break the shell, because the video is getting awfully long. There, it cracked the shell, and you can see how it's working its way into the almond. Another reason that my birds like almond, especially the macaws love almond, is that no other bird is interested in trying to steal this nut from them, because they know it's very difficult to break them open. The same thing if I gave them a little sunflower seed and some safflower seed, all the conures would come and start fighting with it, with her. So they don't have these birds don't have a problem with walnut. So they're very happy sitting all alone and breaking this nut. Break it, girl. Come on. The video is getting awfully long. If you can hear the sudden increase in volume and the aviary, that's because we whistle before we feed. Here's one of the staff who is calling the birds for food, and you can see the whistling. You can hear the whistling, and unfortunately it's not a very tasty food today. It's more of a healthy food, and the birds might be like, yeah, who wants that healthy food? We want some sunflower. And here you can see an African, Australian and South American living side by side. I doubt if that happens in the real world with humans. And now 15 minutes into the video, and the bird is still struggling with the nut. You can see the platter of food going to the birds. Say hi, Monish.
Hello.
One of the best thing about this park is that all my staff are people who are very passionate about birds, so it's not really a job for them, it's more of a holiday, a prolonged holiday, and we do a lot of fun activity with the birds, so they don't have this monotonous 9 to 5 job. It's a, you know, they really enjoy what they're doing. They get to interact with the birds, play with them. It's a great job. You can see still struggling and struggling. Imagine what joy it is to give them an enrichment like this. This girl is not interested in the almond. She just wants cuddling. She loves to cuddle. She loves to cuddle and cuddle and cuddle. My little rascal bird. My little rascal bird. There's a lot of awkward silence. Break it, girl! Oh, I'm getting bored of watching the video. Another very interesting thing that I've seen with these macaws is that at times they spend a lot of time kind of drawing a line around the almond and then popping up the whole thing at one shot so that they get the whole almond inside. But at times they just break one corner and then start, kind of working their way in. Look at this girl. She's nibbling on my tummy while I'm scratching her. Okay. Okay. You can see the amount of hard work that goes into all this. 2 minutes भैया आ रहा हूँ. Now you know what I'm talking about. Ain't that beautiful? Lazy bums.
अंदर दे दिया क्या तू? ये बच गया अभी तो बाहर। ऊपर चला है। हाँ मकाऊ और गाला भी बेटे और ग्रेवी वही है। ऊपर ही लगा दे भाई सब सनसनी और तो पहुँच के पास करी ना। अरे वो है ना चिंता से छीन है। मेल का मेल सौ क्या करना उसको एक जगह बिठा के बनाना
This is taking longer than I thought. I guess you guys can just fast forward a lot of this video and then just come to the part where if I was the bird, I just have given up by now. He's not happy. Looks like the Aussies and the South Americans don't get well very well after all, even in birds. Bad joke alert.
हो गया ये तुम्हारा काम
भाई बीच में से भी टाका मार दिए, बीच में भी मारे इसका बीच में। हाँ मगर चादर का बीच में भी टाका डाले क्या? पक्का? आप ऐसा निराश देख के ऐसा सर हिला रहे हैं। Looks like it's going to be a 30-minute long video, half an hour video. गौरव अच्छा बांध दिया क्या उसको?
जी सर।
तो ठीक है, भेज दो फिर।
थोड़ा सा बट हाँ ठीक है।
बोल।
ये इतना कुछ और कुछ नहीं है क्या भैंस में? उत्तर ज़्यादा में नहीं मिलेगा तो जुगाड़ उगाड़ का आपका थोड़ा उत्तर खुला चालू आगे लगा दो।
पीछे की तरफ कम पड़ा क्या? सामने मैंने आपको बोला भी पहले सामने का ख़त्म करो, उसका पीछे का करोगे।
इसके करा था ना, फिर आपने बोला था बचता फिर उसको कर दो पीछे वाले का। पीछे वाले का भी रह गया था।
मैं गेलिया हूँ या आप गेलिया, मेरे समझ में नहीं आता है। आपको बोला भी सामने गंदा दिखेगा, पहले पीछे का कर दो बोल के।
हमारा भी करना है ना।
2 मिनट रुक जाइए, मैं आ रहा हूँ। If I knew that this is going to be this long a video, I guess I'd have paused it for a while. I apologize for keeping you guys waiting. But you can see that it spent over half an hour of its day just getting to one walnut. One almond. If I gave it one almond just that, it would have taken it maybe 20 seconds to finish the whole thing. So 20 seconds to 32 odd minutes is a decent number. I'm sure it will take a couple of minutes more. I guess this will go on for some time. I have a little work. I'll make another video in case if you guys want to see how it breaks it open. I'm in two minds whether to wait and I'll show you guys how it breaks it open to get a little bit of walnut. Sorry, why do I keep saying walnut for almond? Get a little bit of almond or I guess I'll take leave now because I have a little work to do. I'll make another video where it breaks it open. Thank you guys for watching. Do share it. Do follow. Try to modify what I'm doing and do a better job than what I'm doing. End of the day, it's your birds who are going to have a fantastic life, fantastic experience. Bye bye everybody. That's one look of the aviary. Thank you everyone. Bye bye.